What's going on, guys? This is the Growing Up Italian podcast. And I have my friend Jimmy DeCicco with me here today. How you doing, bro?
Sabino, I'm good, man. Appreciate you getting me out here.
Thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate it. So, my friend Jimmy is an Italian-American who started Super Coffee.
That's right, with my two little brothers.
That's awesome, man. Family business, you know?
That's it.
Typical Italian family business. I love that. It's a little hard working with family, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we grew up in a close family, third generation Italian. We grew up 90 miles north of the city in a town called Kingston. Our great grandfather came over from Calabria and then settled down up in Kingston, a nice little Italian American neighborhood. But growing up, me and my brothers were super close. We were close with our cousins. We all played sports together.
What's the age difference between your brothers?
So I'm 27, Jake's 26, and Jordan's 24. And
all like real close.
Real close. And my parents had us young. They had 3 kids by the time they were 25.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got after it. But we all played sports coming up, and that really created a chemistry and like a bond between us. And I mean, that's what allows us to do what we do.
Did you guys play baseball?
Yeah, baseball, football, basketball. But yeah, I mean, Jake and I played football in college, and then my brother Jordan played basketball in college. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, dude, it was cool.
Where did you guys go to college?
I went to Colgate, which is in central New York. Jake went to Georgetown, so we actually played each other. We played against each other.
Really?
Yeah. And then
Basketball?
Football.
Oh, football.
Yeah, and then
What
Jordan.
position did you play?
I was a quarterback in high school, and Jake was my wide receiver. So we were up at Kingston High School. I was throwing in passes, and then in college I played running back, and he was a receiver.
Wow.
And Jordan was a point guard down at Philadelphia University.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
Yeah, man, it's been fun.
Yeah, so how did this come about? Like making coffee? Like how did this start?
Yeah, I mean, it comes back to sports. Like college sports is it's a big commitment, right? So we were always tired, and Jordan was falling asleep in class, and he didn't want to drink like the Starbucks Frappuccino. I mean, you got the shop. It's got too much sugar, too many calories, and it didn't make him feel good. So he brewed his own coffee with protein. He added coconut oil it's good for your brain, and 0 sugar. And it worked so well for him that he called us up and was like, yo, this is a big opportunity. I'm going to drop out of school to start Super Coffee.
So your brother was the first person to really start.
Youngest brother. It's crazy. He's like the entrepreneur of the team.
Watch out for the young ones.
That's right, man. That's right.
So he's actually like the mad scientist of this.
Yeah, till this day.
Coconut oil and
To this
monk
day.
fruit, you said, right?
Monk fruit. Yeah, so monk fruit is a natural sweetener. The sweetness comes from an antioxidant instead of carbs or sugar. So there's no insulin spike. It's good for diabetics, and it still tastes sweet like sugar.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy how I met Jimmy because he reached out to me and he said I love this kid Luca. I'm like, it's crazy because I love your coffee.
That is crazy.
I'm ordering your hazelnut creamers on Amazon because one of my friends was like, this is great if you're trying to do the keto diet because it doesn't have sugar. I haven't been dieting, so I haven't re-upped on it, but that was actually the only thing that made it easy. Like starting in the morning, making a double shot, putting ice in the creamer is it tastes sweet. Like it tastes like a creamer that without all the guilt.
Totally, man. And I mean, growing up Italian, we love our sweets. My grandmother's cookies, the scahuilas, the gudalelis, all that stuff. And we can't ask, now that we make something healthy, we can't ask people to sacrifice what they love, right? You can't compromise taste for health or health for taste. So for us, it was important that our products tasted like the sweets that we crave, which is why when you were on a diet, even though it's 0 sugar, it still satisfies that sweet tooth.
Yeah, it hits that spot right here.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good.
It's creamy. Yeah, it's good, man.
So how long has this business been open now?
This is our fourth year in business. We started out 3 brothers making deliveries, old school, filling the bottles, pouring the samples.
In upstate?
Nope. So Jake went to school at Georgetown. So we started in D.C. because there was a lot of grocery stores down there. So we got into one Whole Foods market and then slowly started making distribution from D.C. to Baltimore. Yeah. We ended up pitching on Shark Tank, and that was really, the brand sort of blew up after that.
Did anyone pick up?
No, they all liked it, and they were intrigued by it, but they wanted too much of the business. We weren't willing to give that much up, so we didn't do a deal, but we still got the exposure, and then we were able to raise money from private investors outside of the show.
Everybody else that was like, oh, they messed up with this one.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So that was 2 years ago. We went on Shark Tank, and I mean today we're based right in Manhattan. We got 70 full-time employees now. Business is growing, man.
Distributed by Big Geyser.
Big Geyser, baby, the best in the country.
Yeah, that's dope. That's all the credibility you need right there. Once you're in that big geyser book, it changes the game.
Totally, and I mean they're really the only ones who own New York City. You know, like they have New York, and that's our goal, is to be New York City's #1 bottled coffee. And we made a dent this year, but we still got a long way to go.
It's good. It's good to have like that ambition because, you know, it's open. You know that it's like a bunch of other coffee brands. I'm not going to get into it that have like this style, but there's not like a clear cut like this is New York City's coffee. You know, it's still wide open.
Totally.
So I think you definitely you're onto something. You have a bunch of flavors coming out, right? Like the peppermint just came out.
Yeah, we got the white chocolate peppermint that just came out on December 5th, and that's for the holiday season. It's minty, refreshing.
Let's say we have a listener that is listening and they're not from New York. Could you order online too on Amazon?
Totally, yeah. So we're in grocery stores pretty much all over the country, but yeah, next day delivery on Amazon. We're drinksupercoffee.com. You can buy all of our products as well. So yeah, I mean the holidays is the white chocolate peppermint's perfect, and then we have you mentioned the creamer. We got this gingerbread eggnog creamer that just dropped online too. Wow. Yeah, that one's good.
And has no sugar?
No sugar. You like eggnog?
That's crazy, yeah.
Dude.
I try that one.
Yeah, I'll hook that up.
Like that one. She loves eggnog.
Eggnog is so good, but it's loaded with sugar. Yeah, so this one's sugar free.
But that's December. When I think of like Christmas time, I think of eggnog and all that stuff, you know? Like
yeah.
All the 7 fishes we were talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So you really, even though you grew up third generation Italian and upstate in Kingston, which is far from Brooklyn, Queens, where like your typical New York Italian's from.
Yeah.
Like how was your upbringing to like, you know, say I'm Italian?
You know, yeah.
And really like, you know.
Well, so we grew up hearing stories of our grandfather and our grandmothers and their work ethics. And I was telling you, our grandfather worked at a brickyard. It was one of those stories where he walked 5 miles to work every day, 4:30 in the morning. He came home.
Those stories are actually true.
Yeah.
I thought it was just my dad trying to make me feel bad.
Right,
like
right.
Going to school.
And for us, we took a lot of pride in that. You know, that's our heritage.
So his walk was 5 miles?
Yeah, yeah. And he would tell you. No car, through the woods, uphill both ways. But like, and then he raised a family of 5, and then he had dozens of grandkids. You know, like that type of, and it was always about family. Like the reason he worked so hard was for his family, and that's what allows us to have a family business. Like our parents are our best friends. My brothers are my best friends,
yeah,
and
the same way. Our cousins.
Yeah. Oh, our cousins are like our sisters. So yeah, I mean, and we didn't grow up speaking Italian or anything like that, but I told you we're from Calabria. That's where our family came from.
And you just went to Italy this summer, right?
Yeah. So our mom just turned 50, and we celebrated her birthday over there. Yeah, where she's from. It was cool, man. We went to Sicily a little bit, and it's crazy because it's not really touristy, you know. So they don't speak much English. It's very local.
You were on Google Translate heavy.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's right.
That's the one thing. You go to Italy, like you go to Rome, Milan, like the big cities, they speak English.
Yeah.
But in Sicily, like, unless you go like Palermo, big city, but even then, like they're not talking English like that.
Right.
But that's dope. Like, Sicily's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was cool. We took a boat out because they got it's all volcanic, right? They got all these volcanoes, like these volcanic islands, Mount Etna. We bicycled up Mount Etna one day, and it was crazy because like these volcanoes are smoking. They're all active, and I've never seen anything like that before. It was cool to see that in Italy. You'd expect that from like Hawaii.
There's volcanoes everywhere in Italy, like all through the country. But so your family was in Kingston. You grew up in there. How was there a lot of Italians there? Like
it was like a community, like its own clique, like an Italian neighborhood, you know. But yeah, I would say mostly Italian in Kingston. Kingston has a big Italian festival every year, great Italian restaurants, and it's authentic, you know. Like the Savona's family, they have the pizzeria in town, they have the Italian joint. So there's like a few families, and it feels like everybody's related, you know. Like we'd meet people growing up and be like, Jimmy DeCicco, I'm your father's third cousin. I'm like, never met you before. Like, who are you?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know that me and your dad were second cousins, and
yeah.
So that means we're cousins.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. Like even back home in Italy, you'll say your dad's dad baptized mine.
Right.
So we're kumbaya, you know? Like,
yeah.
so I'm your godfather. I'm like, damn, that's a stretch.
Yeah, right.
Especially when it's like such a big family. But that's great, man. Like I'm really like it's sick that you went on Shark Tank because
That was cool.
that gives you credibility instantly, right?
Yeah.
As you meet somebody, it's like, I was on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I mean, and this is our first. We've never done anything, started a business before. You know, we started this when I was 22, Jake was 21, and Jordan was 19. And fresh meat, man. But that's how you learn, right? You get thrown into the fire the same way you did.
Making mistakes.
Totally. And Shark Tank was a good exercise for us to really master our business. We pitched. We flew out to L.A. and pitched in Hollywood in June of 2017. But the episode aired in February of 2018. It was like season 9, episode 22.
And you guys were just anxious to hear when it was going to come out, right?
Yeah, and they don't tell you. They don't communicate. Like after.
They tell you like a week before, right?
Yeah, a week before, 10 days they give you. But from June till February, we heard nothing. And basically after the episode, they said, "Good job."
Feeling like it's not going to come out.
Yeah, because they said that too. They were like, it might not air. If it does air, it'll be between October and April. And we're like, what? It's like January comes and we're like, there's no way this is going.
Window.
Yeah.
Imagine waiting for a package that long.
Yeah.
So what was the immediate effect of being on Shark Tank? Did you just get like 1,000 orders on the spot, or what happened?
Yeah, so it was a nice lift. So like the night of the show, you see a spike on Amazon and our own website sales, but it dips off right after that. Because I mean, a lot of people watch Shark Tank, but it doesn't air every day. So for us, Shark Tank is what we make it. So like the week leading up to it, we went to all of our stores and said, hey, we're going to be on Shark Tank on Sunday. You should order 100 cases. You know, so like all the stores in the country, we were just building big displays. We made a lot of inventory for it. And then even today, you'll walk around the city, you'll see as seen on Shark Tank signs next to our coffee.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good marketing right there, because you can't pay for that publicity to be on that network like that.
And you know, the cool thing that people don't realize is like CNBC reruns Shark Tank now. So like, and we don't know when it's coming on, but like some mornings I'll wake up and we'll have a big spike in sales because our episode reran the night before. Yeah.
I mean, anytime you go on TV, Shark Tank's on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
crazy.
Shows that it's like, and that's like me. I don't watch Shark Tank all the time, but when I do, I feel like I watch 4 episodes in a row.
Yeah. So it's funny. It comes back to Big Geyser. So we had a guest shark on our episode. This guy, his name was Rohan Oza, and he was the chief marketing officer at Vitamin Water. Vitamin Water sold the Coke.
The perfect buyer.
Exactly.
His Big Geyser distributes Vitamin Water too.
Right. So Rohan was he knows Jerry and the whole team at Big Geyser, and it would have been a perfect connection. But it was his first episode ever filming Shark Tank, so he didn't do it. He passed. He missed that one.
Yeah, he was nervous.
Yeah.
He didn't want to like jump into a deal his first time on TV. That's funny.
Starstruck.
Where do you see the company going now? Like, besides like the creamers and like I want to say
This bottled coffee. Yeah, ready to drink coffee.
Like, what do you're making pods, you said?
Yep. So we started with the bottled coffee because as athletes, we were on the go, you know, grab and go, that type of thing. And we wanted to be the healthy option there. Today, like I said, we're based in New York City, 70 full-time employees, but mostly sales spread out across the country. And that's going to continue to grow. Like the team grows. Products, we got these little espresso cans. They got the Italian boot, like the boot of Italy on the back of them.
My friend, another kid that when I put up on my story your creamer, this kid that runs another Italian page brought the can to my house. So
yeah,
that's why I saw your brand so many times. But he, like I said, exactly, it's like a double espresso almost.
Triple espresso. Yeah, it's strong, man. Well, so it's funny because until then we only had super coffee, right? And last year we went to Italy for our dad's birthday. Our dad turned 50 last year, and we went to Venice, and we just it reminded us like Italians drink espresso at every meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, like you name it, they're drinking espresso. And my brother Jordan, who creates this stuff, was like, we got to put this in a can and bring it back to the States. And that's exactly what we did. So 6 months later, we're launching Super Espresso with 3 shots of Italian espresso in it.
So you have the triple shot, that.
We got the creamers that you like. Yeah. The creamers are nice because sometimes people ask us for decaf coffee. We'll probably not do decaf, but you could put the creamer in whatever you want. Yeah. I put the creamer in my cereal. I got this. Yo, I got to send it.
My friend that put me onto the creamer, he said like when he has like a sweet tooth, he'll just have like a glass.
A little shot? Yeah, dude, it's good. The creamer's, I drink it like a protein shake, but I got this keto cereal that I've been eating.
Are you doing keto diet?
No, I mean, I try to avoid sugar and carbs. Like, I'll eat it, but I just don't want all that. Yeah. So I'll send you that. The cereal's great.
Yeah, I gotta try it out.
And then we just launched a cold brew. So it's basically a can that has 250 milligrams of caffeine with this stuff called L-theanine. It's like green tea, but there's no protein, no dairy, so it's for vegans. And then we have pods, super espresso K-cups coming out.
I gotta try the pods, 'cause I have pods in my house.
Yeah, we'll hook that up. They're it's good stuff, man. Like you can't put protein and MCT oil into the pods, so we added vitamins and antioxidants to make them super, and then you could add our creamer to the pods.
Yeah, man. I like how you like making a whole line, like almost like you need to have all of this.
Yeah.
It's a whole line, man. Good stuff. And it's crazy because you're 2 years younger than me, and like just how you progressed is wild to hear.
Yeah.
It's an American dream.
Totally. And I mean, you guys are living it too. It's one of those things where you figure it out as you go, you know, and people ask us like, wow, how'd you guys learn all this? How'd you know how to do this? It's like we made a lot of mistakes, but we kept showing up, you know, and going back to our background as athletes and our family's work ethic is like, that's all we knew was to work hard. And if we lost the game, we still got to show up to practice on Monday. So for us, it's like, if we made a mistake, you got 24 hours to mourn and then you're back to work, you know. Our coach, my college coach, would say it's a 24-hour rule. You could celebrate a win for 24 hours or you can mourn a loss for 24 hours, but then it's back to work.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned Venice, man. You see what's going on there now?
It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Well, so, it's not so out of the ordinary.
I've
Like,
never been to Venice, but I'm dying to go.
It's cool. And when we were there summer of 2018, they showed pictures of flooding, like in the plazas, like a couple feet. But I guess right now it's real bad.
Right now,
it's a water city.
All over the city,
Yeah.
But like, I never been there, so you would be teaching me. It's basically like there's dams all over, or like.
There's no cars. It's crazy. So
there's no cars at all?
You land at the airport and then you take a 30-minute boat ride into the city and you get off, and instead of streets it's just canals, like boats. So dude, like we talk about Big Geyser. One morning we were walking to like a cafe for breakfast. A boat was delivering all the soda and water, and like somebody was there with a cart. Garbage trucks are all boats. Like if you had a panini shop in Venice, you put your garbage out for a boat to pick it up. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I gotta go there, man. I hope they fix what's going on there.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but.
Yeah, it's different. It's very much different than our part of the country. But you go, we drove up into the Dolomites, like the the Italian Alps, and this town called Cortina d'Ampezzo. The mountains are beautiful. It's like the Italian Alps merge into the Swiss Alps. So it was 2-hour drive from Venice, and they hosted like the 1966 Olympics, the Winter Olympics there. And I think they have the 2026 Olympics are coming back to Cortina. It was beautiful. That was my favorite part of the trip. Yeah.
It's always good to travel, man, and
totally
experience the culture, especially in business. See, like you saw everybody drinking espresso in Italy 3 times a day. You're like, you know what? We're gonna make 3 shots.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you your daily dose of caffeine.
Yeah. One can.
It's smart, man. I'm excited to see what's to come for Super Coffee. I'm looking forward to working with you. We actually just launched a giveaway today. So if you guys want to try this, you got a chance to try it for free. Just tag 3 friends in the video, follow us, follow Super Coffee, and you have a chance to see what this is all about.
That's
we
it.
We actually just did a video with Luca that you always see on our page, and he loved it.
Yeah. Oh.
He took all of them. I'm only left with these 2 now.
I feel bad because Luca was drinking at, what was it, 5 o'clock? He's gonna be up all night.
Yeah. He's going to Call of Duty. Right
to Luca's parents, I'm sorry I did that to him.
It's all right, man. It's all part of the business.
Yeah.
You know? But thank you again so much for coming out. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Check him out.
Sabino, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Let's
Thanks
go.
so much.
Thanks, man.
Bye.